Hello everyone, it's Sandra and welcome to today's video. I wanted to talk to you about all my current favorite beauty products. I skipped a month of favorites because nothing was really changing, and I only like to do these videos when there are enough fun things to talk about. So we have reached capacity. There are a lot of great beauty products I'm very excited about in this video. So let's start with skincare. I have two serums that I've been using for the last couple of months and I have really loved them both. This is the Skinceuticals Silymarin CF. This is a vitamin C serum. It's the latest vitamin C serum launched by Skinceuticals. I think they launched it last year and it was launched with oily skin in mind. This has been great. I have been using it every single day and I haven't had any adverse reactions. A lot of vitamin C serums that contain L-ascorbic acid, which is that strong potent form of vitamin C, a lot of them tend to break me out or irritate my skin. Even the classic CE Ferulic from Skinceuticals didn't work for me, but this one has been working really well and I've been loving it. It does have that hot dog water scent that a lot of these vitamin C serums tend to have, but I don't mind. I've definitely noticed an improvement in the brightness of my skin. It leaves a beautiful glow behind. So far so good. I'm really enjoying it and I thought I would give it a shout out because every time I use it, every time I put it on, I'm like, yeah, this is great. I'm really happy. So this is awesome. And then in the evening, I have been loving and using the Olay Wrinkle Correction Serum. This is a niacinamide serum and it's beautiful. I use it in the evening. After cleansing, I put this on, and then if my skin is feeling dry, I add some moisturizer. If my skin is feeling fine, I just go in straight with my tretinoin. And the combination of niacinamide and tretinoin is really great for my skin. Even if you don't use tretinoin but you use a stronger retinol at night, there are a lot of studies and there are a lot of interesting articles showing that if you use something that has niacinamide at the same time in the same routine, the ingredients complement each other really well. I'm really enjoying this. It feels so beautiful and silky. It layers really nicely. Great value, especially if you find it on sale. And there's no fragrance. It doesn't smell like anything. And it's just like a cloudy, watery serum. If you liked the Indeed Labs Hydration Booster, this is very similar to that. The next skincare product is a very expensive face mist, and I absolutely love this. I have been so addicted to this. I especially love using this in the morning, and I almost use it as a serum. I don't just like spray it all over my face. I spray maybe 3 to 5 sprays in the palm of my hand and then just press it into my skin. Just the first thing in the morning after cleansing, I just do this. And then I usually go work out, and I find that it just gives me the perfect amount of antioxidant boost and hydration. I've also used it just straight up as a face mist at the end of my routine just to add in some extra moisture and glow. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and it's a really great mist. It doesn't smell like anything. It has a lot of excellent ingredients. Again, it gives me a beautiful glow without feeling oily or sticky or heavy. It just feels really lightweight, nourishing, and refreshing on the skin, and those are all the words that I look for in terms of summer skincare. The brand is Biologique Recherche. I don't think I've mentioned it. The L'Oxygénate. That's the name. It is really great. The next skincare item is a body care item, and I have been using this every single day now that, you know, summer is upon us. I started running outside again and just spending a lot more time outside in general, applying, you know, waterproof sunscreen on areas of skin that are exposed, you know, especially during tank top season. That's, you know, my shoulders. And the mixture of sunscreen, sweat, a lot of, you know, tight spandex workout clothing just wreaks havoc on my shoulders and my back in terms of acne. I am very acne prone, you know, both on my face and on my body, and in the summertime, it's definitely a time where my body acne flares up. So I always like to have a medicated body care mist in my routine. I've tried a lot over the years and they've all been great. Murad has a great one. The brand Versed has a great one. The one I'm using this year is by Soft Services, and it's the Clearing Mist Medicated Breakout Tonic for Body. I really love the brand Soft Services. I've bought everything they make, everything except for their body lotion. That's the one thing from the brand that I haven't tried. But everything else I have loved, and I've actually, repurchased multiple times. And this is just a great product. I use this after showering. After I get out of the shower in the morning, I apply this on my shoulders and on my back. It has great ingredients, salicylic acid and zinc, niacinamide, just ingredients that help prevent and treat breakouts in those areas. And I love it. They also have a sulfur-based clay mask that you apply in the shower. I use that one maybe 3 or 4 times a week. That one is more of like heavy duty. That one is great if I have an active breakout that I really want to help control. I bust out that in the shower. But for like everyday maintenance, I am really enjoying this. I don't think you can get this brand outside of the United States yet, but like I mentioned, there are a lot of brands that have similar products. Paula's Choice has some now too, so no matter where you are in the world, just having a nice little salicylic acid medicated body mist can help, if you struggle with back breakouts. Now let's talk about some makeup. I have 2 base products that have been on heavy rotation. And the first thing is the Chanel Water Tint. I'm so happy that this is back in my life. I absolutely love this product, especially this time of year. It's such a great no makeup product. It feels really lightweight and refreshing on the skin. It barely gives me any coverage, but I love it. I love it so much. I use this in the shade medium. I know that a lot of people thought that the Rose Inc product would be a dupe for it, but they're not the same. The ingredients are not the same, and I have yet to find somebody that likes the Rose Inc more than the Chanel. So I ended up just repurchasing the Chanel. I ended up skipping the Rose Inc, and I have zero regrets. If you have this and the Pat McGrath foundation, try mixing them together, because this is one of my favorite base combinations. I do 1 pump of each. I just pump it in the palm of my hand. I mix them up. I dot it all over my face and then just kind of work it in, tap it in with my fingers. You can even use the beauty blender if you want, and it just gives the most beautiful, fresh complexion with a little bit more coverage. Great lasting power. I'm a big fan of these together, and if you do own both, I recommend switching it up one day and mixing it, and let me know what you think. If you don't have both, this by no means means you have to go get both. This is just if you have both, your foundation hoarder like I am, and you want to kind of switch it up and feel like trying something new, try them together. The next foundation product that I've been using so much is not a stranger to this channel. You know how much I love this foundation. It does pain me a little bit every time I talk about it because it's not an easily accessible foundation. The stock and the shade selection is really it's difficult, and if you live in a country where this foundation is easily accessible, it's worth a try, especially if you can get refills for it. Usually this is a product where I get refills for it if and when I travel in Europe. But anyway, this has been my most used foundation, so I have to mention it because it is a current beauty favorite. It's an all-time beauty favorite for me, but I use shade 4.5, and the full name of this product is My Armani To Go Essence in Foundation Cushion. It's like a magic eraser for my skin. It gives me the most beautiful, fresh complexion, has great lasting power, and it just melts in beautifully on my skin. And I have been loving applying it with this BK Beauty brush. BK Beauty kindly sent me a whole bunch of their brushes earlier in May, and this has been the standout for me. This is now my favorite foundation brush. The Zoeva 102 was my favorite foundation brush for a very long time, but it has been dethroned by the BK Beauty 101. This is so incredibly soft and comfortable on the skin. It is a little bit larger. I love the angle, but it's still rounded, and it just, just doing the stippling motions, it blends out foundation so beautifully and so quickly because it's bigger. I have a big face. I love the angle. You know, I can get in there. I can get in, you know, to the areas around my nose. And it's just such a beautiful brush. It has been a joy to do my makeup and use this, especially with the cushion foundation. It looks really good. It works well with, you know, the Pat McGrath foundation, works well with liquid foundations as well, but this combo in particular has been great. When it comes to blush, I have busted out Burberry Tangerine from the archives. Unfortunately, this is discontinued, but I basically just looked through all my blushes and thought to myself, which one of these needs more love? Which one of these do I love but I haven't used in a while? And I landed on this Burberry Tangerine, and I've been using it almost every single day. So although you cannot buy this blush anymore, the message is for you to do the same. Go look at all your blushes, pick out a blush that you really like and that you haven't used in a while, and just try to use it as consistently as possible. Maybe you'll fall in love with it as much as I have fallen in love with my Burberry Tangerine blush. So good. I've also been really loving the Merit highlighter. I've been using it almost every day as well, and it's the Day Glow Highlighting Balm in the shade Bounce. This shade in particular is just so good. They do have other shades, so if this shade does not do it for you, if you want something that's more champagne, you have other options. I love this color because it has a little bit of like a rosy hue to it, and it matches my skin really nicely, and it just looks like the most gorgeous natural dew. I can go up really close to a mirror and I don't detect any chunky shimmer or glitter. It just looks like a fresh glow on the skin. Can't say enough good things about this highlighting balm. I've been absolutely loving it. I have rediscovered my beloved Giorgio Armani eye tint in shade 44 Rose Gold. This is one of my favorite eyeshadows of all time, and the formula of these is just fantastic. They're so easy to work with. Dot them on the eye and then you either tap them out with a finger or you can blend them out with a brush. I would just recommend, because this product does set, it doesn't set super quickly, but it does set. I would recommend just doing one eye at a time. That way you don't risk anything getting patchy. If you just do one eye at a time, you just have beautiful results every time. It has been just a joy doing my makeup with it every day, so really love this. And then some days I just do this and I just use bronzer or whatever contour I'm using that day. I will just use that in the crease and then just throw this on top and just quickly slap dash apply with my fingers, then I'm good to go. When I want a little bit more rose gold impact, I top it off with the Chantecaille Luminescent eye shade in the shade Zebra. So gorgeous. I love this eyeshadow so much, and I love applying these with fingers. I think of these as kind of like a glossy top coat for the eyelid, but it's a powder. It's not a cream. And I don't know why, whenever something has a really beautiful pattern, I'm like afraid to stick my finger in the middle, and I just kind of start at the corner to leave as much of the beautiful pattern undisturbed. I don't know why I do that. I shouldn't. It doesn't really matter, but here I am. It's just a beautiful rose gold, but again, it's very refined and it's not chunky. There's no chunky glitter or fallout or anything. It's just a very beautiful, refined rose gold. The next makeup category is another one of my favorites, and it is lips. I have discovered 2 new Holy Grail worthy lip liners in the past month, and I am utterly obsessed with them. Both of these have entered my top 5 favorite lip liners, and I will show you all 5 of them, but these 2 are my latest loves. The first being the Victoria Beckham lip liner in shade number 2. This has been on my wish list for so long. I finally bought it, and I'm so happy that I bought it because I don't have anything like it. I can't say that I have a direct dupe of it in my collection. Out of what I have, it's most similar to the old Laura Mercier Chestnut or the old Burberry lip contour in shade medium, both of which are products that are now discontinued. This is an excellent lip liner. The formula is really beautiful. It's like the perfect balance between like a gel formula and a pencil. It's not as dry as like a MAC lip liner pencil, but it's not as melty and glidey as something like a Charlotte Tilbury lip liner. So it has that perfect in-between texture. It's just a really gorgeous lip liner. Perfect if you like to overline. It just has the perfect amount of balance to it. It's the perfect little bit of brown, a little bit of mauve, a little bit of rose. I have also been obsessed with Pat McGrath contour lip liner. This is a little bit more brown than the Victoria Beckham, and the formula of this is a bit more long wearing. This is more of like a gel formula, and I feel like it grips the lips a bit better, and the pigment of this lip liner is probably the most long wearing. This and the Lisa Eldridge lip liners are the most long wearing in my collection. They really grip onto the lips and stay for a long time without being drying. This is Pat McGrath contour. So you can see it's just a bit more brown, bit more warm than the Victoria Beckham. They're both phenomenal products, and I'm so happy to have them both in my collection. Just to show you my other favorites, I also really love Makeup Forever Anywhere Caffeine. I feel like this lip liner is having a revival because Hailey Bieber was wearing it in one of her makeup tutorials. Again, it's along the same lines. I mean, if you like one, you'll like all the others. They all kind of do the same thing, but they're the same but different, okay? Just to compare. So this is the Makeup Forever Anywhere Caffeine. That's how this looks like. Makeup Forever 3C is another one of my all-time favorites. This is more rosy. You can see it right there. And the formula of this Makeup Forever Aqua Lip Pencil is a little bit closer to the formula of the Pat McGrath, but I still find the Pat McGrath to be longer lasting. And then my other favorite lip liner is the Giorgio Armani Smooth Silk Lip Pencil in shade number 12. This one is the most pink out of all of them. It's very similar to Makeup Forever 3C, but it's a little bit less warm. So these are my top 5 favorite all-time lip liners for every day. This is Giorgio Armani number 12, Pat McGrath Contour, Victoria Beckham number 2, Makeup Forever Anywhere Caffeine, Makeup Forever Aqua Lip 3C. Here they are. The gang is together. These are like the Backstreet Boys. I was a Backstreet Boys girl. I was not an NSYNC girl. I did enjoy the music of both, but I fangirled way harder for the Backstreet Boys for some reason. I think they were like a bigger deal in Romania when I was in elementary school, so I feel like they had a leg up in terms of exposure. Is that information relevant when it comes to lip liners? It's not. Here we are. We talk about everything on this channel. Lipstick. The one star of the show for me over the last few weeks has been the Dior Addict lipstick in the shade Mimirose. You don't even want to know how much self-control it is taking me not to buy more, because I love this lipstick formula so much. I love the experience, I love the packaging, I love the color range. There are so many other colors I want to explore, but Mimirose is just a beautiful, perfect peachy pink coral for summer. This is what I wished Go Lightly by Lisa Eldridge to be. That one just does not look good on me. I ended up giving it away to one of my friends. This is more my speed. It's just the perfect marriage of peach and pink. The pigment is beautiful, the shine is beautiful. It smells really nice. It's like a faint, sweet raspberry scent. Layers beautifully with all the lip liners that I mentioned, but especially with Pat McGrath Contour. That's what I'm wearing today. It's just a joy to reapply throughout the day. The color, the packaging, it just all kind of charmed me. And this has been my favorite lipstick. In terms of lip gloss, I have been utterly addicted to Raspberry by Clarins. I keep calling it strawberry, but it's not. It's called Raspberry. It's shade 02. This is the new lip oil formula. And it has just like a hint of pink, but it's a very sheer pink. It smells so delicious and fruity. It feels moisturizing. It's lightweight. Another one of these products that I have it in my bag, and it's a joy to reapply it throughout the day. So this has been kind of like my go-to combo, and as you can see, I've clearly been loving this lip oil. I'm like almost halfway through. Home stretch here, just have a couple more things to mention. The first is a new heat protectant slash detangler, and it's by Kerastase. I love Kerastase for heat protection. I used to use the one in their blonde range, like the Cicaplast, that blow dry lotion. That was my go-to until I used it up, and then I got kind of bored and I wanted to try something new. So enter this. This is what I'm currently using, and it is so good. It's the Kerastase Genesis Defense Thermique. It's anti-hair fall fortifying blow dry fluid. So if you have hair that's a little bit, you know, a little bit delicate and you want to be more gentle with it, this is more detangling than the other one was. And I also like the fact that this is a mist. The other one was just like a pump lotion that I would spread into the hair. This is a mist, which ensures a more even, lightweight application, which I appreciate because I have really fine hair that gets weighed down quickly. So this gives me a more even application. It's lightweight. It smells really good too. It smells like blood oranges. It kind of reminds me of that Atelier Cologne Orange Sanguine perfume that I really, really love. So it's got a really beautiful, zesty, it's like blood orange, slightly pineapple kind of scent, but it's not overwhelming. It doesn't like linger in the hair or anything. It just it makes for a nice experience while you're using it. So this is my current heat protectant slash detangler. I use this every time after I wash my hair, before I blow dry, and I've been really, really enjoying it. And then speaking of delicious scents for this time of year, I have two perfumes that are worth a shout out. The first is Bergamote 22 by Le Labo. This is one of my all-time favorite scents, especially this time of year. If Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue was one of your signature scents, you will really like this because it's in the same family. This is just it's less sweet, a little bit more woodsy, a little bit more refreshing. It's like a slightly more elevated take on Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. And it lasts a really long time too. Both my husband and I wear this. It has a bit more woodsiness to it, but it still has those citrus blossoms. It still smells clean and fresh, but also woodsy. It is just the perfect hot weather fragrance. Bergamote 22 from Le Labo. And then the other one is also quickly becoming one of my all-time favorites. This brand in general is becoming one of my favorite fragrance brands. I feel like this year I have lost Atelier Cologne. Unfortunately, Atelier Cologne is no longer being sold in North America. They're scaling down, and I was really upset because Atelier Cologne was one of my favorite fragrance brands. But I've lost Atelier Cologne but gained DS and Durga because this is the year that I've discovered this brand. So this is now my second full-size perfume purchase from this brand, and it's the scent called Debaser. And again, really beautiful year-round, but especially if you are going on a vacation somewhere hot or just you live in a warm climate, it's just like really great hot weather fragrance. This is green and milky and juicy at the same time. It's fig and coconut. So if you don't like fig or coconut, then you will not like this. But it's not the typical sweet sunscreen coconut type of scent. I like the fact that there's this fresh fig green element to it that just really sets it apart. This is one of the most complimented fragrances that I own, and not that it matters to me. For me, you know, I wear fragrances that I just wear them for myself. But it is nice to get compliments on your fragrance when you're hugging a friend and they're like, "Oh my God, you smell so good." It's always good to hear. For what it's worth, I get a lot of compliments when I wear this fragrance. If you like the fig candle from Diptyque, this kind of smells like that, but it has that added coconut element to it. Debaser by DS and Durga is great. On my wish list to get next from the brand are Italian Citrus. That one smells so good. It's like very much like expensive laundry detergent and zesty citrus. I also love Radio Bombay. If you are a sandalwood girl, if you like Le Labo Santal 33 or Le Labo Another 13, you would really like Radio Bombay by this brand because it's a very gorgeous, gorgeous sandalwood, really long wearing as well. And what else? They have a jasmine fragrance called Jasmine Yucatan that I also really love. Those are all the wonderful beauty products that have been making me happy lately. Please let me know what you're loving in the comment section below. Is there anything new that you've been buying and loving? Let me know. Is there a fragrance that you've recently discovered or an old fragrance that you've rediscovered? I want to hear all about it in the comments. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.